Underground radio.
What does it mean to be underground? It means you gotta be free to be underground. Yo, you got your own key when you're underground. If you're listening to me, yo, you underground.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Connected with Cari here on JessTV, JessFM Underground Radio C. We're also live through the NCG television network over in Italy. So good morning, my Italy folks. I know sometimes I say good morning to you, sometimes I don't. This week I'm saying good morning, grab your cappuccino. You're in for an amazing show because it's not just myself this evening. We got a few guests on this evening and it's going to be super fun, informative, interesting. May have to do something about this book that I may or may not be in. You'll see. Also, we are live through Meta TV. So those that are listening over there, Meta TV, I kind of had said a little while ago when we first sort of streamed into it, is not your like Facebook Meta, that Meta TV. No, this is a different platform. So it actually streams across the world like anywhere else. So we are a global distribution here on this show. So welcome to all of you that are listening. We're also live through ROKU TV. So if you simply go to your ROKU TV, this is the magic. You go to ROKU TV and you find the 101 app. It's not a secret. It's never a secret. It's for you. They are there to just go, enjoy, and explore. And you will find JessTV, JESSTV, right there. And you will see our big, beautiful faces on the big screen right there. It's so fun. We love it. We want you to enjoy it wherever it's on your TV, on your mobile device, on your computer. We are there, or go to JessFM.ca. You can find us there. You click like live stream, watch live now, I think it is. Click that, and then we're boom, right there on your device. It's wonderful and amazing. So without further ado, I'm going to just quickly introduce my co-host. Yes, you heard that right. Co-host, because this evening is not just a regular show. If you saw the post, you will know it is a group radio show. Like, how cool is that, right? So this is my first group radio show. Yes, I did some other podcasts with other groups and did the things before, but this is actually the first group radio show. And I thought, you know, what better than to have a host with me? So here's the beautiful host, Deb Drummond, who has also been on the show numerous of times, have talked about the fabulous and wonderful 262 book that her son drew this picture. Her son will be joining us this evening. Her son has been on the show dos times, maybe even tres times, right? It'll be fun and amazing. So Deb, without further ado, for those that never watched you before, just give us a quick little rundown of the amazing person you are, please.
Oh my gosh, I love this. We're becoming like this radio family. Cari, it is amazing. Well, if you don't know who I am, my name is Deb Drummond, like Cari said, and I absolutely love and adore that woman. She's one of the 262 women that is in this book that kicked off International Women's Day Summits, that kicked off the Women's Channel. I guess you could call me the founder or the head crazy lady that created this whole big project. The company's Mission Accepted Media. And really, I just love supporting cool women and cool dudes doing good human activity. So that's me. That's me.
That's you in a nutshell, right?
Okay, now I can't hear you again.
Can't hear me again. Okay, go out, come back in.
Oh, I'm going out and coming back in. Okay, you
Do
may
the
see that a
things.
couple of times.
Yeah, we're going to figure it out. Well, the other guests that we have on, I'm going to meanwhile bring them to the stage and we will gladly have them in. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. Let's bring Deb back in. Deb, can you hear us?
I can.
Hallelujah.
We can't change anything now.
Can't change anything. We will be misordered. That's okay. Not a problem. Those of you tuning in, we're doing a group radio show. Hold on, it's live. We're going to have the fun doing the things. It's going to be crazy, but that's okay. So Deb is amazing. She introduced herself and we love her. And she's like, Cari, I got to ask these ladies a couple questions, and Ocean. Ladies and Ocean. It's okay, Ocean, hang in there. We're not going to exclude you. You're so wonderful. So, Deb, I'm going to have you ask the first question, and you're going to kind of go around the room and have our ladies and Ocean kind of, do the things.
Do the things. Do the things. We're going to do the thing here tonight. Yes, like I said when I was introducing, we hang out with cool women doing cool things and cool dudes doing cool things. So, look, everyone that's on the radio show has some relationship to the 262 project. Either a speaker, the artist of the book, someone who's been on the TV show, someone who's been on the podcast, someone who's been on stage, all of it. And so what we wanted to know, because this project is hit officially 3 years out of a 5-year book tour, and we made this decision to now go 262.20. So we're all staying at on this big journey together as one big family. So I'm going to start with you, Avery. I'm going to ask the same question to everybody, but what do you do? Share with us what you do. I know you've just newly joined this crazy party, but being part of it either a little bit or have been around for a while, like Mary's OG, what's one positive thing that has happened either in your personal life or your business life from being part of this project?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Deb, for the great question. I'm obviously very new to the 262 community, but even already I've had so much support in joining, and I'm obviously super excited about the summit in May, and just having these opportunities come up, even like this show, has been so valuable to me.
Beautiful. Well, why don't you let the audience know, what is it that you do? What you doing?
Yeah, so my name's Avery Crumrine, and I'm the author of Intention into Action. As well as I talk on stages about being able to follow through with what you're wanting to do. So I talk about intention, action, and results.
Ooh, love that. Love that. Fun accountability. Thank you so much for being here. And Dr. Melissa Balazan, please tell us who you are and a positive impact that this movement's had on your business and or your life.
Hi, thank you, Deb. I am Dr. Melissa Balazan, and I help people optimize their health, medications, and supplements to make sure that they know they have a voice and a choice when it comes to their health. I have a unique way of blending Eastern and Western medicine, advocating for the individual, and supporting practitioners in a more comprehensive approach to health. As the host and executive producer of Vital with Dr. Melissa, I bring in practitioners, health experts, and industry leaders to put the spotlight on Eastern and Western medicine. And a positive thing that has come to me is all the opportunities to speak on the 262 stage with Deb and many more stages I've been asked to speak on. And the greatest one is that I was able to create my own TV show on the Women's Channel, Vital with Dr. Melissa.
And oh my goodness, we have Chef Mary with us tonight. I'm so excited. I miss you. Please tell us about you. Well, I just kind of said something that you do. But can you please share with us what you do and a positive impact?
Yes.
Hi, Deb. It's great to see you. Great to see everybody tonight. What I do, I am a chef, and I like to help people to enjoy cooking, have fun in the kitchen. And people are like, what? Really? And it's like, yeah, it's possible. And that's what I like to do. I like to help people get started. And it was my pleasure to be one of the authors in the 262 book and to be on a few of the webinars that we did, the summits. So, yeah. And I've met people from around the world. I met someone in Hawaii. I was able to go and visit her for 10 days. So it's a lot of fun meeting the different people around the world.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. I haven't heard that story. I can't wait. All of the friendships and bizships, that's what I call it, that has come from this. I don't even know if we could, that is worldwide and global. How about for you, Ocean? Tell us what you do, and then what's it been like hanging out with us crazy ladies?
Yeah, my name is Ocean Baker, and I'm the designer behind Natsukashi Inc. I fuse my artwork and my streetwear into one. That's kind of what I usually say. But yeah, all of my stuff is original artwork and all original custom cut clothing and artwork pieces. So I did the cover for the 262 book, for example, and I drew that one by hand. And yeah, it's good. I mean, I like being around. We were at the Oscars together, and that was fun. And obviously, mom helps me with my business too, so that's great as well. And yeah, it's pretty fun and pretty cool.
That's great. And I know that maybe I should let a secret out that Ocean's actually designing another piece for us, but it was he did the official women's channel hat, and he's now working on the VIP women's channel beautiful jackets. So that will be released soon. But yeah, we just had some fun at Oscars, and Melissa and Dr. Melissa were there, and we gave this book out to a lot of celebrities that were very excited to read these stories. So that was awesome. Awesome. And Melissa.
Hello, Melissa Heathers here. So what I do at my core, I'm an author and I help other authors become visible. I am the executive producer of The Book Crawl, a television story show. It might be a story where we take stories from the
story now
and bring it to the spotlight, because for me, books aren't meant to sit quietly on the shelves. They're meant to spark conversation and have influence. For me, being part of the 262 movement has been incredibly expansive. It shifted me from, small town thinking to thinking globally. And it really surrounds me with women who are not only dreaming, but actually putting it into action and making their dreams come to life. The biggest change for me has been proximity to my boldness. When you're in a room, whether it's a virtual stage where women are showing up and speaking up and supporting one another, it elevates how you see yourself. So it's not just a network for me, it's alignment. And that has changed my confidence and the way that I lead my now business.
Wow, that is so true, right? They talk about sitting at that right table and the proximity and that it just elevates you. And I think our business esteem and self-esteem are so interconnected. Thank you for highlighting that. Nope. And our beautiful other artist in the room that I am addicted to her beautiful pictures of horses. Please, Carmen, share with us your experience.
Oh, thank you. Yes, my name's Carmen DeValis, and I'm an artist. I use photography as my medium. And actually, I'm a woman on the mission. And I always had a mission and a vision. And vision has been with me to foster a movement where creativity and compassion and kindness are celebrated as part of humankind. And how I was going to do that, I wasn't quite sure. But, being part of this group and being around such amazing women that I've connected with in my own way and through Deb's events and things, is just given me, like Melissa said, that confidence and springboard to see how that can happen. And the biggest change has been in me and how I see it and how I go forth. And my vision is just so much grander, and how art plays a part in that is just, I can't tell you how exciting that is for me.
Wow. So Cari, I think we can agree that there's a lot of personal development and just goodness that's coming out of people collaborating together and being in project together. And I think for myself, it's the doors that open that are unforeseen. I mean, I never thought when I started my business, and I'm pretty sure I was there when Ocean did his business plan. He didn't either, that some of the experiences that we'd had, some of the conversations that I even had today. And I think for me, I always say bravery is love. And I watch people that are affected by our project brave up all the time. And then all these unforeseen experiences, whether it's awards. I was on a call today from a woman from the Cannes Festival that puts together support for women in that industry. And she's like, come to Cannes. And I'm like, oh God, really? Like these things that we don't see that we get to support and be part of. I think it's the unforeseen impact I see in our lives and the lives of people that are hanging out here.
Right. I think also what is huge is just what I stand for, being connected.
Yeah.
So that's what it truly is all about, whether we're networking, like connecting that way, or we're connecting one-on-one with each other, whether we're connecting in a group like this, somehow we could just connect with each other on this grander scale of things that every day it keeps growing and growing. And we're like, oh, I didn't know someone was, like you say, someone in Cannes, like in France, are like, oh yeah, just come on out. It's like, what? Like there's more and more doors that keep opening that we didn't know we had that connection too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting to see how grand things have gotten just in over a year. It's like, the next thing in the group chat is, oh, we're going to the Emmys, or we're doing this, or doing this. And you're like, what? Like, never in your wildest dreams would have I ever even thought of like, oh, just the Oscars. Like, what? Just
I know.
and we're in this book. And I remember when I came into the book, it was quite last minute. Like,
yes, it was. I remember going back and forth with your picture. Okay, gotta get it. No, we gotta get it in the book on time. Cut off date. Oh my God.
It was insane. And I was like, I was just like totally on the fence. Do I even have time to do this? And my life is so hectic as it is. But, as everyone knows, it's just been a hectic week. And my viewers know I even missed last weekend because I was so sick. I had food poisoning. And I'm just like, I had to move. Everyone, this show was supposed to be last weekend. My guest this weekend is moved to next weekend. And I'm so blessed with everyone that is so understanding and loving. And we all want to work together and raise each other up and just go, it's okay, because we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that human experience behind it all too. So with that, I'm going to go into our next question.
Perfect.
Avery, you're going to be first. So who has been your biggest inspiration through this entire journey for you, whether it was growing your business to now or just coming into the book aspect? Tell us, was it a mentor? Could be someone in the group. It could be anyone. Who was it for you?
Yeah, it would definitely be my mom, Stacey Lauren. She's the founder of Do the Thing and the $1 Billion Impact. So, growing up with a mother as an entrepreneur, it's a different kind of experience for a kid.
Wow. Right? Just have a powerful woman behind you. Just being your mom, you're like, how do you do this every day? Like,
yeah, she's definitely been a sounding board for all my decisions as well.
That is amazing. Okay, Dr. Melissa, same question to you, my dear. Who has been your biggest inspiration?
So my biggest inspiration has actually been God. Through his example, through scripture, and utilizing prayer, I've always embodied being able to be compassionate and love. But that came down from my mom, who taught me. And she taught me the scriptures. And the one that always stands with me is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so being able to have that support from my mom and her teaching me about God and knowing that he put me in my unique position and to use my unique gifts no matter where I'm actually standing in the world, it's amazing.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I think, shouts out to God. Right?
Shout out.
Right. I think he's the biggest inspiration behind us all, because he gave us our gifts and gave us our creativity and gave us like these connections, right? So I just shouts out, right? Chef Mary. I mean, it's got to be food, right? Food is your inspiration?
Not really. I also do Toastmasters. I joined in 2008, and this fellow Fred and I started mentoring each other, and we continue to this day. And he's 83 years old. Last year, he drove up to Tuktoyaktuk, which we all learned how to pronounce. And he's just amazing. He's a champion indoor rower and just an inspiration for me. We've helped each other a lot through the years, and he's my true mentor.
That's beautiful. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's truly amazing. I think when we can find someone that's lived lifelong and has those life lessons and can say, this is my experience, and then share it with you and make you better, it's amazing. It's truly amazing to me to have those. Like, I've known some elders in my life, and I just have sat down with them and the stories they have and what they've been through, and just for them to share with us, it's like, it's these golden nuggets. And it's like, thank you, and for them to say, hey, you're doing good. And they just keep pushing you along on your journey. You're like, that's what you need, right? It's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Ocean, who has been don't say your mom. No, I'm just kidding.
Say your mom.
Say your mom. Well, it could be your mom and someone else, who knows, but who has been your biggest inspiration along your journey?
Well, there's a couple people that definitely inspired me. I mean, like, both my parents are entrepreneurs, so they both did their own thing. That was for sure something different growing up, having that. And then, like, people who I looked up to besides those two were like Virgil Abloh, for example. Like, I really did like his life story, how like he started with a clothing brand, but yet again near the end of his life he like just signed like Rolls Royces, and he kind of just did his own thing. He had like really true freedom for what he did, and I really thought that was quite inspiring, even though he was told when he was doing like art schools and all those like aspects that like, oh, your design's nothing, right? Like, you're not going to do anything with this because it's simple or whatever they said. But then he ended up becoming like one of the most inspirational people in that world. So I thought that was really, really cool. So I'd say like those are the big three.
Yeah. I love when we get the no's.
Yeah.
Because the no's, I think, drive us even harder. Because I don't know, I'm stubborn as anything. When I get a no, you can't do this, or, I'm like, I'll prove you wrong. Like, I got it in me. I'll go gusto now. Like, you just watch and see. So I think that's been, I think with all of our group, I'd have to say all of us have been really like, I'll show you what we're capable of and then some, right? We go hard. So good for you, Ocean. And I've seen you on your journey as well. And I'd have to say that you've actually inspired me in some aspects of just, going with your dream and following through with it and not giving up and going over those hurdles. And Ocean has been on my show. Like I said, he's been on a few times, and it was like kind of right at the beginning when he first sort of came on, and even just a couple of years, he's grown a lot. So good for you. Good job.
Thank you.
It's good to see. Melissa Heathers, same question to you, my dear.
I want to
really been the big inspiration. Could be anyone, anything.
I want to second everybody. Dr. Melissa, first and foremost, God, the universe. Young entrepreneurs like Avery and Ocean, amazing. I wish I had your, tenacity when I was your age. But in all honesty, my biggest inspiration has been a combination of women in my life who lead with both strength and heart. Women like Deb Drummond, who creates spaces like the Women's Channel and the 262 movement, have really shown me what it looks like to build platforms to elevate others and not just yourself. But beyond that, I'm deeply inspired by authors, everyday authors, the ones that take their pain and their healing and their experiences to choose to put into words so somebody else can feel less alone. They remind me of what I do and why I do it. For me, inspiration is, it's not famous or loud. It's often quiet and brave and deeply human.
Yeah, I feel that. Absolutely. I can pick up a book sometimes and just reading between the words of what the author is speaking can speak to our hearts in certain ways. And it's like, it really can hit you because it's not from a stage. It's not just shouting at you or being thrown in your face. You pick up that book, you choose to read it, and you're interpreting it in your own way. And you hope it's the author's. Most oftentimes it is what they're trying to get through. And those words can hit really deep. And I've had moments I've cried in bed and I'm like, wow, this just, I'm like, anyone looking? No, good. I love it. I love that for you. That's so wonderful. And the beautiful Carmen, you are not the last. You are just beautiful, and share with us some inspiration that you have felt through the years.
Oh, thank you. So inspiration, I can think of so many individuals, two here right now, Melissa I just love watching where you came from and what you're doing. And that inspires me every day. And Deb Drummond, I mean, where do I begin? I mean, I'm just so much and so much for me personally. I believe I find inspiration in just about everyone I meet. And, as a photographer, artist, I'm doing some documentary projects, and I'm working with women who've been trafficked and incarcerated and are finding their way out, and just photographing and getting their stories. I just walk away with this huge sense of awe, and they're amazed to find that I'm inspired by them. Right? I think maybe that too. We all don't always know when we inspire people, but when I look around and I see, I'm like, oh yeah, strength right there. Oh yeah, look at that courage. That's so brave right there. And I see that. So it's really hard for me to pinpoint just one.
Right. No, again, it's one of those things that we find in everyday life, just something that we may be involved in or may not. I'll come across stories just even on Facebook of something random, and I'll read their story and I think, wow, or I go to the gym and I see other ladies that may be a little bit heavier, just something, but they're on their journey. And I'm thinking, why did I complain? Like they're showing up and they're doing the things. And I'm like, wow, it's so inspiring. And some days I'm just like, how? Like, we're here and we whine about it. So, and again, the ladies that went through, horrible trafficking or things like that, and they're just grateful to be out of it. And I think, wow, like you said, it's inspiring. Like they lived through and told their stories, right? And just to be able to be brave enough to say, hey, I was a victim and now I'm not. To be brave and tell their stories, and to be able to put that on paper is
the vulnerability, right? I mean, I find when people are vulnerable, that inspires me, because that's just real. That's just being real.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think almost every single guest that I've had on my show have shared very vulnerable stories with me and my audience. And I'm like, you guys are brave. Like, thank you always for coming on and sharing these stories of what could have been, what should have been, or what, and it turned out a certain way and they've been through the ringer. And I'm like, wow. But yet it all brought us to where we are today. If we didn't go through these situations, it wouldn't make us who we are. So thank you for sharing that, Carmen, and the viewers and the guests that have come on and shared their stories. Like, without you guys, really, we all need that connection again. And we bring it to fruition and going, hey, like, this is our stories, this is who we are, and we make each other stronger through that. Now, my beautiful, lovely co-host.
Oh, well, thank you. You know what? This is someone I don't talk about often enough. And Ocean would know her as Auntie Deb, a woman who has been in my life over 40 years. The last few of those years have been on the other side. Miss her dearly, maid of honor in the room when Ocean was born. And I have to say that we had a daily connection for, a lot, decades. And I think the thing that inspired me the most about Deb, I mean, she had a great name, let's face it. But the thing that inspired me the most about her is that we got through life together, and, both single parenting, both some children, both life, bills, relationships. And I just knew that every day when we talked to each other, we supported each other in trying to be the best that we could for our kids, do the best we could for them, and take care of ourselves, just taking care of the life stuff. And I don't really talk a lot about that, but we got each other through 40 years of being able to do what we needed to do, and both making sure that each other had rice in their bowl, So I think it's those private people. I don't know, for me, I don't talk enough about her, but I actually found a picture of her today because I saw a picture of my wedding and I was like, girl. But yeah, just those friendships that are just super near and dear that you can say anything to and you don't care because they're going to just be there for you forever.
Right. I love that. That's just going to make me cry. It is. It's a sisterhood. It's a bonding. It's friendship. It's love. It's all, and it's never perfect, but just something about that one person. And it's just like, wow, like they just inspire you. It's pretty cool. Now, Deb, did you want to go into with our third question for the evening and the final question? Do you remember what that was?
Well, you know what? Because I did
I did
but you know
text it
what?
to you.
You
I did
asked
just text
you
it.
asked the first three, and I'll ask the second. So go ahead. You kick in, and then I'll pick up halfway through your party.
Well, okay. So we had our third question was basically, who has been your biggest oh, that was one. What is your most proud moment from braving up?
Yes.
Yeah, Deb remembers now. Okay, Deb, take it away.
Okay, Avery, braving up. I've seen you do it, and I haven't known you a whole lot of time, but what's been the best thing that's come to you from braving up? Your breast moment.
Yeah, if I'm thinking like a specific moment, it would definitely be when I decided to speak at the $1 Billion Impact event. It was like my first time on stage. I was absolutely terrified, and my mom invited me into like her stage. So obviously I felt a lot more comfortable because she was asking me the questions, but of course she did not give me any of the questions ahead of time. And from that first time being on stage, so much came out of that. I got the inspiration for my book. I ended up getting invited to speak at an event in New York. I then got invited from there to speak at another event for She Talks. And so like everything kind of just like ripple affected from that, from being able to like step on stage when I didn't feel ready.
I love that. When I didn't feel ready. Beautiful, beautiful. Congratulations. Dr. Melissa, how about you? What's something that has been impactful for you around braving up?
So I would say the most thing is a recent experience going to the Oscars and experiencing that, stepping into the unknown, leveling myself up, and meeting so many great and incredible people, but just taking that leap of faith.
Awesome. Very cool. Very cool. And Chef Mary, we've now coined you Chef Mary. In case you didn't know, you should be putting it on everything. Something beautiful that's happened or impactful from braving up?
One of my favorite times was the book launch that we did at the end of one of the summits. And that was just a lot of fun. My son came on and he spoke too, and he's 36. He's never done Zoom or anything like that before. He did it. And one of my sister-in-law, I was standing in my sister-in-law's sewing room because we were visiting her. And so she popped on. And so we had, I think there was somebody else too, maybe one of my girlfriends, but it was just a lot of fun. And I was so glad we did it.
Right on, right on. And co-host, I'm going to ask you. I know you're not expecting this, but braving up, what's one of the moments and how did it impact you?
Oh my goodness. Braving up tonight. It's the first ever group radio show, right? I was like, you think of a million things that can go wrong, but I've learned over the years what can go right. So even though like it's been a crazy week, like I said, I've been sick, I've been trying to throw things together, and I'm like, no, it'll all work out okay. It'll be fine. And I think we have to remember that pressure makes diamonds, right? So the more pressure we can be put under sometimes, it just goes to show like what we can do under the pressure, but not just that. It was just the support. Everyone coming in and being like, it's okay. You know, we're going to it'll work out. Don't worry. You know, and just everyone had patience with me and grace. And I was like, thank you. You know, thank you so much. So just because it was a little bit, you know, like just so much happened. And then, I was actually in surgery in February. So it was like bang, one thing after another. So I was like, oh, I got this group thing coming up. I don't even have a post ready. I don't have this. And usually I'm, you know, on the ball with things. So even though you were human, but again, it was just, everyone going, it's okay. And I'm like, okay, let's just do it. We got this, guys. So,
well, I think that's great. You're talking about something there where you braved up in the moment that someone wouldn't necessarily reflect on their life. But I think by reflecting on something that you've braved up today, it's all of those little steps of bravery. It's all of those little things that you do that really add up to giving you the gumption, which is my favorite word, the gumption to go, sure, I'll come to Cannes Film Festival and help some women thing. You know what I mean?
right.
But no. It actually braves you up to even get on the phone to have a conversation with something like that. So now, do you want to take over for the other three, or do you want me to keep going?
You can keep going, my dear.
I can keep going. Okay. Ocean, what about you? Something that you've braved up and what the impact that that's had on you?
Yeah, there's been many times I've had to brave up was being like public speaking. That's something. Doing trade shows where I had to speak to a lot of people all the time. That was for sure something to overcome, because even now sometimes I don't know what to say. Like I was talking and I'm like, what do I say? And I gotta think of something on the spot. So I'd say like public speaking is probably one of the biggest ones I've had to do. That's like in any situation, right? Like going to the Oscars for the first time, or Emmys, doing meetings with people after the show, all those new things. Like everything new is kind of scary at first. So those are definitely some of the moments where I had to kind of brave up a little bit and get out of comfort zone, I would say.
Right.
You know what? Both you and Avery talked about public speaking. I'm just going to ask you a question. So lots of people that are listening tonight are nodding their head, and so what has braving up and getting on the stage or the podcast or the TV show, how has that made an impact on you? What impact has that made on you? Like, what betterment has it brought to your life or your business or?
Well, there's a couple times where it's definitely helped me around, especially from the last Japan show. There's somebody I recognize, like for the videos on TikTok and stuff. They're like a Vancouverite, like goes like, you gotta go here. Like they're one of those people where it's like 5 things you gotta do in Vancouver. And so I've seen her a lot on TikTok. So talking to her and then saying, oh, I've actually watched your videos, and I'm happy that you're here and nice to meet you and stuff. That was one of them for sure. But there was benefit you at the end, right? Like you did it, you talked, and you made that connection where you wanted to make that connection with and talk to the people you want to talk to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I heard you, Avery, as well. One thing open another, open another, open another. So just showing that there is benefit to braving up other than feeling like a queasy stomach. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Melissa, what about you? An act of bravery or something that's and the impact of that for you, the gumption, the bravery?
Okay, so Deb, you know me well, and I always say, ask Deb Drummond who I was March 2025. So much gumption has come my way from saying yes and braving up. And my proudest moment after, saying yes to you last year with the anthology and then the public speaking and all of that was when we were at the Oscars and stepping onto that red carpet during Oscars week and being recognized as a legacy award maker for the show. And it's like not for the glamour. For me, it was what it represented, gumption and saying yes and showing up for myself. And honestly, like I said, if you knew me a year ago, there was a long time where I questioned my voice and my story and if it would ever be seen or heard. So in that moment, receiving that award, I realized I said yes. I didn't just show up for myself. I showed up for every woman, every author who has not felt seen or heard. And, braving up for me isn't about being fearless. It's about walking forward one step at a time, whether it's on a stage or hosting interviews or building platforms. And each time I stepped forward, it took me choosing courage over comfort.
Nice.
Ooh, there you go. Courage over comfort. Okay, here we are. It's your turn. Carmen, share with us, just
Carmen sits there so patiently going, I know I'm last.
Sometimes it's great to go last because you get to hear and it gives you time to think personally. I love it.
Then you're like, but they just said everything I was going to say.
Kind of, because the public speaking piece, I was probably the most shy child and the one that would sit I was a nurse for many years. I'd sit at the table, board table, and be outside the table, right? And just so incredibly afraid of my own voice. And I attended a conference, and they had a speaking competition as part of it. And I was sitting behind some of the competitors, and I was sweating for them, like feeling all the nerves, right? And I said, next year I'm going to do that. I said to myself, I need to do that. And it was probably the scariest thing I ever did. I mean, here we have probably 300 or 400 people in the audience, and judges, and a time clock. So you have 3 minutes, and it's really about the best storyteller, right? And I was telling a story about a premature baby I took care of 40 years ago, lost track of his family, and finally caught up with them, and what that was like, because I thought they probably didn't remember me, but they totally did. And this beautiful story, they flew in to listen to our story. And so I'm up on stage, the time is going, the judges are there, it's the crowd, and I just thought, this is a moment. This is a moment. And the bravery that it took, the courage to get up there and to share that very vulnerable story, and in front of the people who I hadn't seen in 40 years, but we talked, and they're there in the audience. And it was just a magical moment. But for me to do that, I can't even tell you what a big deal that was, because inside, like, my heart was beating so fast. And when I saw them, it's like my brain waves went flat and my heart just exploded, and I thought, whoa, what was I going to say? And then, I caught up with it and did it. And yeah, that was one of the things I'm most proud of, doing that. And I was a semifinalist, so that was secondary. But I just thought getting up there and doing that was winner enough for me. I was like, yes, I did it.
Wow.
And that was the springboard for everything else. Nothing else was that stressful for me. After that, I'm like, all right.
Bring it on.
Yeah, I remained standing. My low bar was not to fall off my heels, because I usually don't wear heels, right? And I thought, if I could just remain upright, I've got it.
You're better if you have a podium in front of you, so to stop you from.
Oh no!
And Deb, what about Deb?
Oh, what about Deb? In terms of bravery, oh my gosh. I think if I look back, or had to pick some things, I think for me, where it was bravery that had impact would be that I get these really non-negotiable messages or ideas, and honestly, someone should be standing beside me and go, no, no, no. But I think really relying, or really believing that there's validity there. Like I always say, hashtag God pick on somebody else is my next book, because I get these downloads, and it's not always easy to pioneer stuff, like stuff that hasn't been created before. That's like, a small version of it, but listening to those voices, and really putting one foot in front of the other is really scary, and takes probably my biggest sense of bravery, because there's not a template for some of the things that have, that the universe thinks that I should attempt. And that is probably being brave for me, is actualizing something that doesn't exist anymore, has probably been one of the biggest things that I've had to brave up to. Right. Yeah, because it's the game in between my head and my head,
Mm-hmm. I understand that one, but God gives it to you, knowing that you can carry it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, sometimes he needs to, take podium number 2. like sometimes
I just need
I'm
a good night's sleep, just someone else right now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
How many of us have? I don't know how many times I've laid in bed, and then all of a sudden this idea pops in my head, and no, I don't have the notebook. That stuff, that's ancient. I get my phone and I go on, and I'm like, oh, there's a notification. I'm like, oh, let me just check that first. And then I forget my idea real quick. But now I'm like, no, idea first. Sit down, idea first. Mm-hmm. So I've been there writing ideas down, and I'm going, okay, this is the idea. This is the idea. And then waking up, and then, adding to the idea. But there's more. Wait, there's more, right? It's a ShamWow commercial right in front of you going. So I'm just like, okay, I'll take it and see what happens. So
Mhm.
those ideas have been amazing. And this idea, it was one of them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Deb and I were just like, we were on the same page. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. So because I don't know, I love doing my shows. Deb loves doing podcasts and shows, and we've just been intertwining, and it's become addicting. Such an addiction. So now it's like, I think, oh, there's this show, and I could do this show. And then I'm like, well, how many do I want to do? So I have to brace myself and go, okay, what's important here and what's going on? So I hope all of you have had those aha moments going, oh, like this idea, and we take it slow enough that we can go, okay, and pick and choose what's the right ones for us, and, be brave, take that an idea and run with it and make it bigger and solid in its foundation. So thank you, each of you, for coming on, first of all, and going with my crazy ideas. Love you all. Love you all for joining my brave moment here, and also for sharing some vulnerability with us this evening, because it doesn't come out easy. I know some of you have been on stages, been on podcasts, done the things, and it's a little bit easier to share now that you've done it. But some people that like Avery, coming on, and you're new and that. So thank you for sharing your story and being brave. It all comes, and it's another thing to add to your resume, which always helps. So I appreciate all of you, and for sharing out on social media. I love that. I love that you guys get involved. I love the stuff that you're doing in the books. Deb, thank you for also coming on and being my beautiful co-host, and also sharing your vulnerabilities with us too, because it's enough to host. We can sit here, we can host all day, but to be involved and being able to share alongside your guests is something that not all presenters do. So thank you for sharing your vulnerabilities. Does anyone have any last nuggets that they would like to share? You can raise your hand and... Okay, go ahead, Melissa.
I just want to thank all the sisters of 262 and Ocean who are brave enough to stand up, show up, and speak up.
Thank you.
Right.
Well, so with that, we will wish you guys a very good evening. Our next group radio show will be in May 16th. So keep your eyes open for that. We'll be really looking forward to the next group. We'll have some different questions. They're not always going to be the same. Different group that's going to be coming on. Those that are here this evening, I extend an invitation for you to come back on the show. Please contact me, and we'll have a little powwow and go from there. So thank you, ladies.
All right.
Thank you,
Ladies
Ocean.
and gents. Ladies, yeah, it's always ladies and oceans.
Ladies
You know what?
and
It's
oceans.
ladies and cool dudes. That's what we could say. Ladies and cool dudes.
Have a good evening, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. And Dr. Melissa. I'm trying to find. There we go. Thank you again, Deb.
Kind of noisy.
All right, with that, we have another Connected with Cari here on JessTV, JessFM, Underground Radio C. Thank you all for tuning in this evening while we did our crazy, lovely, wonderful group radio show. Again, we'll be back. This is going to be a quarterly show. So we'll be posting up in advance what, the guests, who the guests will be, maybe what the topics will be, and then you guys can decide to come on in. If there's one guest that you particularly love and you want to connect with, let me know and I will connect them with you as well. Maybe you guys can do your own podcast together or do another show together. Who knows? Maybe they can send you their book, all the good stuff. So this book, by the way, is on Amazon. You can just type in the 262 Mission Accepted Media and the book will pop up right there. There's hardcover, softcover, and also I cannot forget the top performance planners that are going on right now as well. This is like a 5-year, so get with it, get a planner, do all the things. If you'd like to be on Connected with Cari, connect with myself on Underground Radio C, all the platforms there. You can also go to radioc.contact @gmail.com. Oh my goodness, it's been a day. So with that, I hope you guys have a great evening. And as always, stay connected. Good night, everyone.